This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening, everyone. A massive recovery operation is underway in the Derwent Valley in the wake of the powerful and damaging storms of Thursday night. Homes at Molesworth remain cut off by road, and it could be some time before a vital bridge is repaired. For the first time tonight, we're seeing the true devastation in the rural community.
This is the only road link for several homes in Molesworth. It's now only passable on foot. After powerful storms, the bridge is barely hanging on, with the weight of trees and flood debris caught in the structure.
I've got lollies and fruit and some milk and bread.
Henry walking in vital supplies for his daughter and grandchildren today. They've been cut off since Thursday night.
Hello. Hello. Managing with the shopping?
These were the scenes in the aftermath of the deluge at Molesworth, a small creek, now a powerful rapid. A torrent consuming the road and swallowing an oast house. Lower levels of the structure left with missing pieces that had been carried away by the water. This wooden bridge is not meant to be there.
Where did that used to be?
So this one was over there, and it's actually moved down to here, yeah.
So that really shows you the power of the water.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
The house has got water going on both sides of it. Go down there, that's where our road normally is.
People escaping unharmed from this dangerous flooding event, but some livestock and pets weren't as lucky.
When we went for a walk this morning, 3 days later, we're finding dog carcasses and stuff. You know, just family pets. It's devastating.
A few properties have been washed away as far as their banks and things. The roads are unusable, a few bridges down.
The rescue helicopter dropping supplies to residents this afternoon, with a paramedic airlifted in to make sure everyone's okay.
There are some people up there with medical conditions, but the paramedic that was with us has checked them out and everybody's coping fine. There's no issues.
Debris has been one of the biggest issues in this area. Powerful floodwaters picked up material like this, propelling it downstream and wiping out infrastructure along the way.
A lot of bridges damaged, a few destroyed, a lot of roads have been ripped up, especially dirt roads where the water's been running down them. It's just completely gouged them out.
This search and rescue team from the northwest coast helping to evaluate the scale of the damage.
We basically had to walk up to 6 kilometres going through, checking all the houses up there, and effectively the people up there are sort of stuck up there at the moment, but they can walk out to the other side of the bridge.
In the neighbouring valley, residents at Lachlan have also been affected by flooding.
It was up to here on me, but that's where it stopped. So as you can see, we're full of mud now.
Jen and Steve's property now has a river running through it that wasn't there last week.
It's scary because we didn't know where the water was going to stop. So when we first started to see the water receding, it was like that. That's a sigh of relief.
But now the water is receding. There's damage like this to contend with. This will be a community in recovery mode for some time to come. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
And just 4 days after the flooding and devastation, the University of Tasmania's Sandy Bay campus has confirmed it will be back in action tomorrow following a massive clean-up effort. Students will be able to return to their studies, but the badly hit law building may take months to repair.
We think we've got a very solid plan to get our students back to work and get our researchers and our academics settled in and to minimise the disruption to our community as much as we can.
The Department of Education has confirmed that all other schools and child and family centres will also be open tomorrow. In news just in, a person has died in a car crash on the West Tamar Highway near Exeter. It's understood 2 cars were involved in the fatal crash, with traffic now being diverted while police and emergency services are on the scene. The age and gender of the deceased has not been released at this stage. Tasmania Police is asking motorists to avoid the area if possible. Well, the new extension of the women's prison in Risdon Vale, pioneered by the late Dr Vanessa Goodwin, has been named in her honour. The 20-bedroom complex will feature a mother and baby facility and daycare centre to ensure mothers and pregnant prisoners stay connected to their children. Dr Goodwin's family today acknowledging her work.
She spent hours working on ways to improve the prison system. She genuinely cared about prison life, rehabilitation and what she could do to improve it.
The state government has committed $2.6 million to the project. A Tasmanian mum will forever have another reason to celebrate Mother's Day following the miraculous birth of her baby boy this morning. She delivered the baby at her home before medical help arrived.
He's barely a day old, but baby Drew already has a story to tell. Mother Danielle was in bed early this morning when she felt the baby coming. Before an ambulance could make it to her Cressy home, Drew had come into the world.
I was going to have pancakes for the kids for breakfast, but it didn't end up happening.
Drew is the couple's third child, but this bond will always have a special touch.
And then I realised that it was Mother's Day as soon as I got in the ambulance. I can't believe it, really.
Florists enjoyed a roaring trade throughout the day.
I'm just going to visit Mum and let her know how much she's appreciated.
International Flowers was nearly cleared out of stock.
Been doing it for 38 years now, so I'm prepared for it, and yeah, but you never know because people leave it to the last minute all the time.
And for those musically inclined, this 160-year-old organ produced scores of sound for the annual Mother's Day recital.
People normally associate the pipe organ as a churchy sort of a thing. The performance is very much of popular sort of pieces.
The event raising money for local charities. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
Well, at some point in their life, 1 in 8 Australian women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. With those statistics in mind, this Mother's Day, almost 1,600 Tasmanians signed up to take part in Hobart's Mother's Day Classic, raising vital funds and awareness.
Bracing the cold as they warmed up, these competitors join children and families in supporting hardworking mums.
Mothers do a lot of things for their kids, and it's good to celebrate a day for mothers.
Is she really important to you?
Yes.
What does she do for you?
Mostly everything. Because she deals with us all the time and she needs a happy time in her life.
Since its first event in 1998, the Mother's Day Classic Fun Run and Walk has raised over $33 million for breast cancer research.
So 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and that's just the people that are immediately affected. So when you take into account family members, friends, colleagues, you know, that is a massive amount of women in Australia that are going to be affected, and men as well can be affected by breast cancer.
Held every year on Mother's Day at the Domain in Hobart, the event involves racing while remembering those who have been affected.
We have 3 different races. We have a 4-kilometre race, an 8-kilometre race, both are running races, and we also have a 4-kilometre walking race where you can contribute to the survivor wall and also participate as a survivor.
The community getting together to support the cause.
It's just a really good community event. It's a really good feel, and yeah, it's a beautiful view as you're running around the place. So yeah, it's good fun.
Well, it's an important cause. I think cancer affects everyone, and yeah, raising money is one way to help.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yes. Yeah, we actually came from Launceston this morning, and this is our 5th year of doing it. Yeah, we love it. It's fantastic.
Crossing the finish line for a future cure. Ruby Kamain, Southern Cross News.
In the TSL women's competition, Clarence has beaten Burnie by more than 100 points, while Launceston downed the Tigers 93-10. The Tigers started strongly, booting the first major, but from there it was all one-way traffic. In an at times bruising contest, Launceston was too good for its rival across the ground, taking an 8-goal lead into half-time. 3 goals to May King and 2 each to Green, Dixon and Emma Mannix-Jeeves saw Launceston bring it home with an 83-point margin. Hobart's Alex Peroni has capitalised on a late mistake to win the first round of the Formula Renault Northern European Cup. Wet conditions saw several cars spin out on the French circuit, but the Tasmanian managed to escape a few close calls before taking the lead in the dying seconds when his teammate Christian Lundgaard went wide. Peroni holding on in the final lap to claim victory.
Checkered flag at the ready, and Alex Peroni wins the first race.
Peroni said it was one of the toughest races he's driven. Launceston's Jake Birtwistle has charged to silver in the third round of the World Triathlon Series in Japan. The 23-year-old once again showed his strength in the run leg, chasing down Spain's Fernando Alaza inside the last kilometre and holding on until the finish.
He's going to cross in second place, and Alaza looks absolutely dead on his feet.
The next round of the World Series is being held in England in June. And King Island's Stuart McSwain has competed in the 5,000 metres at the Diamond League meet in Shanghai. McSwain was outclassed by the field and finished 11th. Back home, Launceston City has claimed top spot on the NPL ladder after defeating Hobart Zebras 3-1 at KG5. Tyler Fisher opened the account for City at the 15-minute mark before helping Noah Mees add a second moments before half-time. Zebras managed to bring the game back within reach by plucking a goal at the 75-minute mark, but Mees sealed the deal with this last-minute strike, and he had every reason to celebrate. Tasmania has capped off another perfect round in the Seaball. The Launceston Tornadoes won their third game in a row last night, while the Hobart Chargers enjoyed back-to-back victories against Frankston.
The Hobart Chargers prepared to heap more pain on Frankston, starting with a Trey Nichols three-pointer. It began a dominant first half, which saw the Chargers 18 points up at the main break, but the Blues improved in the later stages, outscoring the home side in the third and fourth periods. But Anthony Stewart's men managed to hold on, the side recording its fourth win in a row to jump to fourth on the ladder. The women's side showed plenty of spirit in its 13-point win over the Blues. Shana Thompson slammed home 4 three-pointers to get the game going. Kathleen Shear also rock solid from distance. Momentum went at breakneck speed in the third period, raining goals for the Chargers, creating an unassailable buffer for the final term. Hobart chalking up the victory, 85 points to 72. And after beating Frankston at home on Friday, the Launceston Tornadoes backed up with a road trip to play Albury-Wodonga last night. And it didn't take long for Lauren Mansfield to silence the home crowd, combining with Lauren Nicholson for a big night out on the scoreboard. The Tawns getting up 115 to 91 to go 3 wins in a row.
Good evening. Mostly clear skies about the state today for Mother's Day. 17 was the high in Burnie and Devonport, Hobart 14, Launceston 16. Flinders Island, Smithton, St Helens and Lowhead all 16 today, 15 for King Island, Ouse and Strawn. Friendly Beaches, Maria Island and Grove 13 and Lyweenie 11. Clear skies seen over the north and west of the state today. Extensive low-level cloud elsewhere. Widespread cloud can be seen over the Bight, coastal South Australia and southern Western Victoria. A band of cloud over southwest and Western Australia is associated with a surface trough. Cloud and thunderstorms can be seen in a complex low pressure system situated over the Tasman Sea. Tomorrow the cold front advances to the central Bight and the high centre moves north over South Australia. A second high pressure system is south of WA. West to northwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 15 to 25 knots in the south in the evening, seas 1 to 2 metres. Tomorrow, mostly sunny in Hobart, 16, morning fog and frost at Ouse, 16, and also 16 for Dover with morning fog. A morning fog and 17 for Launceston, partly cloudy for Devonport, 16, and Scottsdale, 15. Burnie, 16, partly cloudy, showers developing at Strawn, 14, 15 for Stanley. Sunny in the east, 17 for St Helens and Swansea, 15 for Ross with a morning fog. Tuesday, showers extending throughout the state in the morning, contracting to the west, south and Bass Strait Islands in the afternoon, mostly clearing in the evening. Wednesday, showers about the west and far south, otherwise fine apart from inland morning frosts. And on Thursday, showers about the west and far south and Bass Strait Islands, fine elsewhere. And mostly sunny conditions across the country tomorrow, apart from Melbourne, expecting a mostly cloudy day with 16 degrees. Currently in Hobart, it's 11 and cloudy, Launceston 11 and clear, Devonport 9 and clear. And Rachel, I hope all of the mums out there had a lovely day, and I would just like to wish my own beautiful mother, Christina, a happy Mother's Day.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for that, Carmen. Yes, and a happy Mother's Day to my mum, Gail, as well. Well, that's all your news for now. Have a great evening, and I look forward to your company tomorrow night at 6. Bye for now.